the dirty Diddy doesn't, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, was busy shucking and jiving, doing the thing, right? But my 4 black grandparents, 2 black parents said, baby, God gonna show the way. And it looks like it has. Because let me just say this. You know all the BS, Tisa was lying, Tisa was lying, and all the other mess that they were saying. Was I lying, or did the jury get it wrong? Because the pre-sentencing report actually did a lot of I'm about to say science-based. The pre-sentencing report actually adds in all the evidence, all this, all that. And baby, they looked at the actual facts, the same facts that were presented in front of the jury. And they said, yeah, we know the Mann Act could get time served, but based off of the aggregating factors, baby, you are looking to from 5 years to 7 years. And guess what the prosecution said? And we're going to actually demand more. Y'all, let's get into this. Now, how do we know it's true? Well, this was posted on the Diddy doc, okay? It has not been specifically verified through the judge's chambers. However, judging from the language in this little blurb, this was leaked from the defense and given to the Diddy docket, okay? And listen to what it says. The U.S. Office of Probation recommends a sentence of 70 to 87 months for Sean Diddy Combs. Probation recommends a guideline range of 70 to 87 months imprisonment based on total offense level of 27 and criminal history category of I. I'm going to explain what all this means in a second. Just listen, okay? The calculation is premised on a base offense level of 14 pursuant to USSG, a 4-point enhancement for fraud and coercion, under a 4-point enhancement for the role in the offense, and a 5-level increase based on grouping. And get this. This is why people are thinking it came from the defense and they leaked this. The defense says probation's calculation grossly overstates the seriousness of the offense as infected with multiple legal and factual errors. Y'all, listen, my 4 black grandparents and 2 black parents said, baby, leave it in God's hands, and it looks like God came through. What they going to say now? You're going to say I work for probation, and I work for the feds, and I'm not broke and literally dirty of soul. That's why I'm literally either taking payoff or so low as to beg for $1, because that's what y'all gotta do to pay rent, but it's not being reflected because we see the views, and the views are anyway, right? On the floor, just like your morals. But listen, all jokes aside, what y'all gonna say now? What you're going to say now? Because the probation department is not the prosecution. The probation department that gives the pre-sentencing report is actually supposed to be super unbiased. They look and they add by the numbers. They don't say, oh my God, A, B, C, and D. And well, no, they literally say, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Hey, baby, where you going? Oh, wait a minute, you can't leave now. you some hope. And I'm tired. I'm so sick and tired of the same old thing over and over. You sleep here playing with my feelings. You keep messing around, playing with my heart. All kind of things that you say they don't have no meaning. And that is why I know we're gonna have to part. Oh, stop playing with my heart if you don't mean it. And stop playing with my love if you don't care. Don't go around making jokes about how you using me. 'Cause I ain't got no heartaches to spare. Just keep on running away, run away, run Don't come around holding me and kissing me. Talking all that jive and getting my feelings up. Then leaving me and running off to someone else's arms. Breaking up my heart and soul and leaving me stuck with all my tears, heartaches and emotions. All of love with love and devotion. So stop messing with my heart if you don't need it. And stop messing with my love if you don't care. Don't come here talking about love and know that you are using me. 'Cause I ain't got no heartaches to spare. Running, just running in and out of my life. Ain't gonna run just this time, baby. You can go if you want to. You can go, you can go. Don't come back next time. Okay, they also get, luckily, to see the evidence that Diddy's team was so skilled at keeping from the actual jury. See, that's the thing when people say, oh my God, you was lying. Did I lie, or was I actually in the courtroom paying attention? I actually saw what was presented. I saw the stuff that they kept out of the court because they were really good at finding these loopholes, okay? But at the end of the day, the loopholes don't have you out in a pre-sentencing report. And don't forget, the prosecution, another memo said they was going to raise to 6. Hold on real quick. Okay, so let's do a quick breakdown of the calculations, because this very much was painting by the numbers, okay? If you break down the calculation, the base level of sentence, that is 14 points. That's the Mann Act offense. This comes from the guideline section they cite. That's a guideline for certain fraud and coercion related offenses, hence the Mann Act. They gave 4 points plus for fraud and coercion. They added 4 because the offense allegedly involved fraud and coercion. They added 4 points for Diddy's role in the offense. They added another 4 because Diddy was allegedly the organizer and leader of the scheme. And they added 5 points. That's grouping all the counts where there are multiple related counts or victims, and the guidelines allow grouping. And that raised it another 5 levels. That gives it a total of, drum roll, 27 points. 27 points. They looked at Diddy, had no criminal history, category 1. He was a first-time offender, no priors. So the guidelines, keeping emotion out of it. Since everybody want to talk about facts and not emotion, right? Even though these male podcasters are the most emotional bitchs I've ever seen in my life.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions had to let me know. There's so much pain. And we out there, without care, yeah, I was out of time. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Don't be no pain. Ever since I was little, ever since I was little, it looked like but there was no coincidence of love. And I can die when I'm out. Wow. Baby, you're crazy. Baby, you're crazy. Baby, you're crazy. Probably. Happy birthday, Bo. Oh, oh, Sound of the vibe, man, y'all. Each and every Thursday, we have some conversation. It's that real DC shit right here. It's that real DC old school OG ass shit. It's that 1990, 80s type DC shit right here, man. 3 years old. You ain't been here and you ain't seen the 70s. Hail to the Redskins! Hail victory! Took it down to the ground. bring everybody on the inside from outside, y'all. That's one up for the big brother Keith, y'all. All right, that's what we're talking about. Oh, get on that, y'all. Get it down. So what now? What's happening? Boogie on down, y'all. Get it, y'all. Pocket in the pocket, baby. We gonna keep moving till y'all get tired out there, all right? That's it. Get on down, y'all. What you talking about, y'all? That's what you talking about, y'all. Play it again. Play it real funky now. That's what we're talking about. Hey, that little pop back in there, Scotty. I said, what now? Yo. All right now. Just warming on up now. Get y'all. I said, what? Keep on grooving now. Get ready for the top, baby. Get ready for the top, y'all. Take it to the top now. Come on now.
and figures, right? Facts, not feelings, right? The guideline table says 70 to 87 months, 5 years, 10 months to 7 years, 3 months. That's what probation has recommended. Now, usually probation recommends something fair in the middle. Then the prosecution asked for more, and they did say they were going to ask for more. Diddy's team is asking for 14 months. Y'all, I don't see how they're going to get into this. Now, keep in mind, the probation's recommendation is influential but not binding. The defense had argued the enhancements are wrong, right? They said they grossly overstated, and the prosecution will probably argue probation got it right, and they're going to push for higher like they promised to do. And they took the narrative, the offense, the facts, the indictment, the plea, the trial, the guideline math, the criminal history, the personal background, victim statements, and recommendation. Y'all, let's break this mug all the way down, because it looks like Judge Aaron might be delivering an early Christmas present to those that actually stand against abusers. I know in today's day and age, that's a very controversial stance to say that you're not going to sit there and lick the toes, nose, or whatever else you can from an abuser to get $1 or get clout when you literally look, act, and probably smell like the type of people that Diddy would never even have around him. That's the crazy thing. That is a crazy thing. This man has been dissolved to nothing. And now the leeches, pygmishas, bottom feeders, and fell.
got no money. You ain't never had no money. I'm the one with the money. Now sit on that floor. Yeah. Got to feel good now. Yeah, but I'm gonna pack your things. And don't forget nothing. I want you to have no reason to come ringing my doorbell no more. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, go ahead and run. Yeah, this is good now. Go ahead.
I'm all about what's best for everybody. Yeah. The greater good. And it just like, I'm just telling you, like my life, right? I tell myself this every day, like, man, this is amazing. I don't got no enemies. I ain't got no issues. I don't want no enemies. I don't want no issues. I just want peace. I just want joy. And I just want freedom. I love my freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Like, you just talk about, I came up here independently. I just called, like, I'm coming to the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to check in. I ain't got to talk to no lady. I ain't got to do nothing. Shout out to Def Jam. Love y'all. But it's just like, freedom and ownership is everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking art, you're talking culture, you're talking your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked hard my whole life. This is like, this is a season for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting myself first at all costs. You know what I'm saying? The reason why a man leaves his wife or files for divorce. Number one is another woman pushing him to do it, okay? Or number two is something real foul with that.
Jeannie Mai's biggest nightmare just exploded in real life after Jeezy went off and dropped the truth behind their messy divorce. An uncut text tape showing her getting way too close with Mario Lopez. That tape is already bouncing around the dark web, and people are whispering it's about to be sold off to whoever throws down the most cash. Jeannie is panicking hard right now because she spent months trying to make Jeezy look like the bad guy, but the tables flipped. She's the one looking shady.
Jeannie Mai was trying to keep her marriage together. But when Jeannie Mai realized that she was losing the battle in the court of public opinion, when she realized that Jeezy was dead serious about getting not only joint custody, but possibly primary custody of their child, she had to go into damage control, and she is now accusing him of she posted a picture. I'm not going to show y'all the picture of her, I guess her foot and she claims that he did something to her foot, not her face, but her foot.
Now the question everybody's nowhere, or was he quietly plotting this reveal the whole time? But before we break down the divorce bombshell and all the drama spinning out of it, exact moment fans realized Jeezy was officially done with her, and yes, it was caught on camera. During a sit-down with the Breakfast Club, Jeezy got asked about life after marriage and whether he carried any regrets. His response stunned everyone. He didn't lash out, didn't show anger. He just smirked, cool and collected, and said he felt amazing. He even admitted he finally felt free from the marriage and added straight up, he was happy. He wasn't dealing with enemies anymore. He was done with the drama. In Jeezy's own words, I'm putting myself first at all costs. And that line right there hit like a hammer.
I'm all about understanding. I'm all about what's best for everybody.
Yeah.
The greater good. And it just like, I'm just telling you, like my life, I tell myself this every day, like, man, this is amazing. I don't got no enemies. I ain't got no issues. I don't want no enemies. I don't want no issues. I just want peace.
You're not even allowed on the platform, but you know what? Funny how that is. Okay, now let's continue breaking this down and what the offenses are. Because the probation department actually looked at everything. You want to know what they look like? Well, I asked some of my lawyer friends just to see. And they were like, listen, Tisa, first of all, they were like, stop texting me so much. Like, the mofo is not doing as good as everybody makes it seem, all right? Now, they also said that where does it come from? Where what they see in the pre-sentencing report? They said they get it from both sides. The prosecution hands over discovery, trial transcripts, plea agreements, victim impact statements, etc. The defense also submitted materials like letters, medical reports, financial records, family background, anything they can, right, to make him look good. Now they interview people. They interview Diddy if the defense wants to. If Diddy wants to be interviewed, he can have a say. Victims, family members, employers, probation officers in past cases, if he had any, we all know that Diddy didn't. And they review investigative files. They review FBI, DEA, IRS reports, whatever agency investigated, pretrial service notes, and sometimes sealed evidence the jury didn't hear, like uncharged conduct, dismissed counts, and evidence excluded at trial. Now, there's a difference than the jury. The jury only hears admissible evidence at trial. So strict rules to evidence apply. How can you say that? Well, remember how they tried to paint Bonnet as a liar and everybody's like, oh, Westmoreland did her thing. She did. But in my opinion, it was perfectly evil because it was proof the jury wasn't allowed to hear that they were arguing in court about whether it should come in, where Rob Holiday, who was Bonner's best friend at the time and a good friend of Diddy, called Bonner a few days after that happened to get her to settle with Diddy for cash and not to file a civil suit against Diddy. This is the thing that everybody said didn't happen, right? But the probation pre-sentencing report department, they can consider anything reliable, even evidence the jury hear, as long as it's in the investigative record. That means uncharged conduct, dismissed counts, and acquitted conduct can appear in the pre-sentencing report. The judge can then consider those things at sentencing under a preponderance of the evidence standard, whether it's more likely than not, which is much looser and better than a reasonable doubt. For example, Diddy's jury was like, we didn't really hear enough evidence to convict him on the RICO and all that stuff. However, the probation could still include that count of RICO, that count of sex trafficking, that count of everything, and the conduct in the pre-sentence report if agents documented it and if the judge allows it. And that can increase the guideline score even if the jury never found guilty. Woo! So I will say, again, and I want to see what the girlie's got to say, right? So... Or did the jury actually get it wrong? Did Tisa lie? Or did the I want to hear y'all say I work for the Department of Corrections. Did Tisa lie? Or did the jury, did the pre-sentencing report, Department of Corrections, did they actually get to see all the evidence that Diddy's dream team was so skilled at getting excluded? Not because the evidence wasn't valuable or it wasn't right, but because they were whizzes at getting loopholes. They were perfect at finding loopholes. But let's get back into it because happy day. So let's get into this. And yes, everybody, for the record, if you guys don't know me, hi, my name is Tisa, and Gucci think I love outside. My name is Tisa, and I do want to see every abuser in jail. If a man or woman but here we were talking about a man, is guilty of violent, numerous incidences of abuse, has been accused of car bombing, has been accused of what Gina said happened to her Natasha K interview, kicking life out of them. I don't care. I don't care how many bottles I don't care what type of parties you threw. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care who you know. And I don't care what morally decrepit demon that you can get to stand by you by waving dollars in front of their face, or maybe they see themselves in you. I really don't care. See, the moral of the story when it comes to Diddy is sometimes try to stand on business, even if that means standing alone. And baby, the good thing is I never stood alone because you guys were right there with me. Again, did I lie? Did I lie? Did I lie? Not really. Because the same evidence that I heard, because I was sitting in the courtroom, not in the courtyard making hate videos trying to get your struggle views up, right? I was in the actual courtroom. And I was in there reporting. And I was in there hearing evidence that the jury didn't even hear. But everybody in the courtroom and the overflow room, if you were paying attention. I will say the last day of court, the judge kicked everybody out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Like, you just talked about, I came up here independently. I just called. I'm going to the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to check in. I ain't got to talk to no label. I ain't got to do nothing. Shout out to Def Jam. Love you. But it's just like, freedom and ownership is everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking art, you're talking culture, you're talking your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked hard my whole life. This is a season for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting myself first at all costs. You know what I'm saying?
It was the moment fans knew Jeezy wasn't bluffing this time. He was really out. If you rewatch that clip, you can literally see the switch flip in real time. So when the rumors popped off just weeks later that Jeezy had finally snapped and dropped tapes that could wreck both Jeannie Mai and Mario Lopez's careers, nobody struggled to believe it. Word spread fast that Jeezy discovered Jeannie sneaking around with Mario, her own colleague, for weeks. He was crushed, completely torn apart when he went through her phone and saw those wild late-night texts between them. But here's where the story twists. Allegedly, Jeezy wasn't even planning to walk away just yet. Insiders claim he was still holding on to hope, praying she'd cut things off so they could patch up their marriage. But then out of nowhere, he gets sent a package of tapes from an anonymous source. And when he pressed play, his whole world shattered. The footage allegedly showed his own wife tangled up with another man. After barely 2 years of marriage, Jeezy decided he couldn't stomach another second living in that betrayal. Jeezy didn't waste a second. He rang up his lawyer quicker than Jeannie could even mumble, couples therapy. But as he was spiraling, one thought kept haunting him. Yeah, he was hurt, but deep down, he wasn't shocked. Because if he kept it real, the signs were there all along. He just chose to ignore them. And that realization hit harder than any punch to the gut. Here's where things get even messier. Fans started digging back through Jeannie's old posts and clips, and suddenly the puzzle pieces snapped together. One moment that resurfaced quick was that infamous episode of Real, where Jeannie made those wild comments about her dating preferences between black and white men. You could literally see the side eyes from her co-hosts. Nobody was feeling it. She sat there smiling like nothing was wrong, brushing it off, until Tamar Braxton finally stepped in to check her.
Hey, the black guy.
Love black guys. Yeah. I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why I married white man. That's what I like.
What do you mean, dark meat on the side?
I'm not. I'm saying, like, I really do think black men are attractive. I do. Like, that's my...
What do you mean, dark meat on the side?
That means, honey. You know what that means.
Wait, what are you reading it as?
I don't know. How did you say it?
I'm just saying, like, when I think about men, I like dark men. I do.
Right, you like your main man to be white and your thought
No!
Explain what you mean.
Okay, what I meant is, like, I used to date black men. Okay, I think they're attractive. But what I decided to stick to, because it just kept me happiest, was my man, Freddie, who happens to be white.
Are you sure?
Yes!
Even then, Jeannie got defensive instead of owning up. And now, that moment looks like straight up foreshadowing. Because if Jeezy really did drop a tape showing her sneaking around with Mario Lopez, it suddenly makes her old words look way more sinister. She once admitted on air that black men were basically her flings, while white men were her real partners. Fans didn't hold back once this resurfaced. They dragged her all over social media. One comment that stood out said, "It got me when she didn't even understand how bad that came off." Tamar had to break it down like she was teaching kindergarten. But the fan comments didn't stop there. Some cut even deeper. One in particular went viral because it summed up the whole situation. That's why I never liked her marriage to Jeezy. She had a fetish for black men. That single line shook the internet. Looking back, people started realizing this marriage might have been doomed from day one. Because here's the cold truth. Jeannie never really seemed into black men. And when you track her relationship history, the red flags practically scream.
And he's saying it for me.
But he's never said it. He's never said it.
No, I've heard him say to people, I wouldn't mind having children, and I do love children. I know. It's a little.
You know, come on, you can put one out for him.
Lonnie, no.
One's not gonna hurt. He'll help you take care of you. We'll give it to Aiden. Aiden will help.
Goodbye.
She was married to a white man for over a decade. No kids the whole time. But the second she linked with Jeezy, she ended up pregnant almost instantly. To a lot of fans, it looked less like real love and more like she was chasing an image. Using Jeezy as part of some twisted brand move for a mixed baby storyline, it gets worse. Jeannie had been openly saying for years that she didn't want more kids, didn't want to settle down again. So when she suddenly popped out with Jeezy just a year after her divorce, people were stunned. And this wasn't some casual rebound either. They went from strangers to engaged in less than 12 months. Under normal circumstances, that might sound like a whirlwind romance, but in this context, it looked reckless, even calculated. Fans were side-eyeing hard, saying the whole thing felt like a performance. When Jeannie was pressed about the fast timeline, she brushed it off, claiming she and Jeezy were just grown-ups in their late 30s who knew what they wanted and didn't see a reason to wait. Here's the biggest red flag. Just a year before all this, Jeannie was saying she wanted the complete opposite of the life she suddenly jumped into with Jeezy. For a while, though, it looked like they had beaten the odds. In those first 2 years together, Jeannie and Jeezy painted the picture of a perfect family, posting sweet photos, sharing clips with their baby, and giving off the vibe of real happiness. But right before their 2-year anniversary, fans spotted a shift. Jeezy wasn't popping up in her posts like before, and when he did, the smiles felt forced. The chemistry looked staged. Looking back now, that's when people believe Jeezy first started to suspect Jeannie of sneaking around with Mario Lopez. And here's the chilling part. On the outside, Mario and Jeannie had everyone fooled. They looked like nothing more than normal co-workers, friendly but professional. But after whispers of their alleged affair hit the surface, all those innocent moments started looking shady. One that haunts fans is when Mario was seen holding Jeannie and Jeezy's daughter during an interview, even cuddling with her for a brief moment. At the time, it seemed harmless. But knowing what Jeezy allegedly knew in private, that had to be gut-wrenching. Imagine standing there, watching another man hold your child while you suspect he's secretly messing with your wife. That's brutal. Sources later claimed Mario and Jeannie had been sending flirty texts for a long time, and Jeezy knew enough to feel sick inside. But he kept up appearances, protecting her image while quietly carrying the weight of betrayal. What fans didn't know was that Jeezy had already caught on way earlier. By June, he'd seen the texts and quietly started the divorce process. Nobody knows the exact point when Jeannie and Mario's flirty texts turned into something more.
Come here. No, don't start that over. You want to leave before that, leave. It ain't gonna bother me no more. I'm going out and I'm gonna get it down. I'm tired of sitting here waiting till you come home and you out some place with somebody else. I'm gonna go out and find somebody. Yeah. Don't go next. Don't go next. I can still do it, you know. You ain't got to be here for me to be doing this. Yeah, go ahead and run if you want to. Go ahead. Like I said, you ain't got to stay. And besides, you ain't got no money. You ain't never had no money. I'm the one with the money. Honey. Now, sit on that for a while. Yeah! Got to feel good now. I'll help you pack your bags. And don't forget nothing. I want you to have no reason to come ringing my doorbell no more. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, go ahead and run. Yeah, this is feeling good now. Go ahead, crack it. Hey. Just keep on the way, run away, run away. Just keep on yeah.